Spider's Web, and in this video we're going to be painting, or we're going to continue painting Brother Deino. Now, as you heard if you watched the Q&A number 6 video that I put up yesterday, I had a little bit of a malfunction with the old grey matter. I've managed to put me out though it hurts. I managed to delete the video that I took of part 2. So what I'm going to do now is actually show you what I was doing in part 2. It wasn't a very long video. It was just a case of touching up and doing a few other bits and pieces. So if we go down to the table now, I can show you what we've done with Brother Deino, or what we did with Brother Deino, and then later on in the video you will see how we got to the stage where we are with it now. I'd sooner do it this way than let the what should have been part 3 video go through and then try and catch up. I'd sooner keep you all in the loop. You're probably going to see anyway the kind of things that I was doing, because I think all if not most of the Terminators have these particular robes, so you're going to see it in some point, but I just prefer to tell you and show you what I've been doing. So let's get down to the table and I can show you. Okay, so here's Brother Deino as he is now. We've finished part 2. What you're seeing now is what we've got to at the stage where we leave off with this video, but as I say, I would like to show you what we did in the second video. And all we really did, other than touching up a few areas of the black and the red armour, is we painted the scrolls here for the purity shields and the robe. We did that in a screaming skull, which is this colour. You'll have seen that on the video at the beginning of, or you will see it on the palette at the beginning of this video rather. What we also did, as I said, we touched up a little bit here and there on some of the red areas. And later on in this video I'll show you how I highlighted the red stages. I haven't done any more on this than how it ended up as yet. I will be going over a few more of these red areas to highlight it a bit more, to make a more noticeable difference between the two. I'm not sure whether you can see that on camera or not, but there is a difference in the painting, or in the colours of the armour. I just want to make it stand out just that little bit more, and I will be doing that before we start on the next video. So that's where we got up to, and this is the stage where we've left off in this video. So it's just a case of painting the, as I said, the what do we call it? I've used the word once. The tassels, shall we say, for the want of a better word, of the parchment, the scrolls of the purity seals and the robes. We did that in, as I said, Screaming Skull, and then we gave it all a wash with Agrax Earthshade, and that's how we left it until this video, some part way through this video, and then we did a little bit of highlighting on it. So as I say, let's put these to one side now and get on with the video. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, so as I was saying, last video we did we did on the robes, the purity seal parchment areas and the bone areas. What we're going to be doing in this video is oh dear Lord, what can we do? We can start off undercoating and base coating the metal areas, and for that what we're going to be using is where are we? Let me just see, Warplock Bronze. And this particular colour is what used to be Tin Bits. It's a dark brownish coloured, a brownish metallic colour. Pop some on the palettes. We don't need a lot of this, and what we're going to be doing is going over everywhere where it's going to be metallic in some way or other, which is the chains, and we have these areas as well. Not quite sure what they're supposed to be. No, when I say I'm not quite sure what they're supposed to be, what I mean is I'm not I can't remember what these are supposed to be. No doubt somebody somewhere will let me know. And what I'm going to do as well is the wreath areas here. Like so. And it's very watery paint, it's just going on as a wash, so it will build up quite a bit into the well, it'll build up a little more into the recesses, but it's not a wash as the wash that we put over the main model, or the what you call it, or the robes and everything. It's a bit thicker than that, so it will actually cover, but it's very watery down paint. So it's going to be different types of metal that's going over this. Some of it will be like a silver colour, others will be what do you call it, gold. Oops. I think I need to adjust the camera angle slightly because it's not to a position where I feel comfortable painting. Won't be a second. Is there anywhere else? Yes, we have a cross at the back here. As you can see, looking at this, it's not going on thickly. As I've just said, it's very metallic. Not very metallic, very watered. Quite dilute paint. So it will cover. It won't just sink into the recesses like a wash would. Now, what I'm planning on doing with these wreaths, as I said in the first one, is mixing a little green in with gold to make quite a greenish colour, or slightly green colour, should I say. It's just an idea that came to mind. It may or may not work. We'll find out as time goes on, but I think that's it for this fella. Now his arm, we have another wreath here. There we go. Now that's that. I'm now going to go over on the black of the gun as well with this, because I don't want it to be a black background for the metal. I quite like the look of this dark colour under metallic colours. What I need to do is get a steady hand and position the brush where I actually want it. And that's those what look like bullets on the side. They're done. I'm going to leave them as is. I think that will work well. And the recesses where I put this paint is going to be left this colour as well. So I'm not be going into this hole here with any other colour. And there we are. Dee-dee. And just make sure that you get everything here covered on the black, covered with this colour. I think that is everything almost on the front. And there we have it. The bottom done as well. And I think that's it. So I always find that somewhere I've missed. So that's dry, or that should be dry now. Still need to touch up a little bit there. Haven't quite got over that edge, I must have missed it somehow. In fact, all the edges on this I've missed. Not to worry. As I said, we can always come back if we miss something. Now, what we're going to be doing is adding another red onto our model, and that red is this particular one, which I'm just giving a good shake to. Evil Sun's Scarlet. It's going to be our first highlight colour. And we are going to need quite a bit of this. Put that to one side. A little bit of water And now we put this on every upward facing area. And you can see I'm not going overboard with it on there. I'm just going to do it mainly on the all over the top, and then slightly on the vertical areas. And now we have this. Now I'm going quite a bit of the way in, but I'm not doing the whole thing. As you can see, I'm not painting the whole of the top as I did with the Wazdaka red. Oops. And what you've got to try and do with this is at the edges try and give it like a feathered look to it. We can go a bit further down here and just tickle a little bit along the edge there, and we also need to do the edge of this bit here. Here I'm not going to go right to the very edge, I'm going to try and sit in the middle of that, and then in the next time I come back and go a little bit more central again. I'm going to have to watch that. You probably won't be able to see a great deal of difference in the paint colour that I'm using once it's dried, but as I've said, we will be going back and adding more and more highlights, and by the time it's finished you will see probably quite a big difference, to be honest. Alright. And here we will just go along that edge. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over those pipes there with black. not a great amount on his toe, just a line. But that line, when we come to add the final highlights in the next step, will do so much. That's there, and then we need and I think that is really all for the main model. And now it's the gun and the arm. I'm going to and this here. And now what I really should do is put this to the model just to see exactly where it's going. Alright, so I have an idea now. So this part will get done. This part can have a lick as well, but I'm not going to do anything more to that. And then that really is it for highlighting with the red. Oh, just a touch more, forgot about this part here. There we go. And now it's a case of going across the top and down slightly into the, not quite vertical, and then on this side it's that, and there we are. There is not a great deal of difference in these particular colours. Oh, excuse me. You can tell my voice isn't too good at the moment. So what we need to do now is as I said earlier, I want to add a little bit of black to the face, which will be down to the I'm going to have to add a little bit more black to the palette, it's dried. There we are. Never mind, too late. Okay, so what we're going to be doing next is I'm going to be just highlighting the the cloth areas, and for that I'm going to be using a shabty bone. And this is a quite a creamy grey, or greeny creamy colour, if you get me drift. What I want to try and do here is, as always with the paints, a watered mix, a sharp point on the brush, and fingers crossed a steady hand. At the moment I don't have a steady hand. But just and what we're doing is picking out where the lighter parts are. I'm using a shrub-tip bone because it's a slightly darker colour, it's not really terribly in your face, and it will do a good job of showing robes that are slightly dirty, because let's face it, they are in battle. Now just notice that some of the robes here aren't actually robe, but are in fact part of the armour. So I'm going to have to go back into the oops. I'm just going to rinse my brush out and just go in with a fairly wet brush and see if that will help. It seems to be quite thick, this paint. So how? Yeah, that seems much better. There we are. There's not much in the line of robe to highlight because a lot of it is actually underneath him, and the stuff here at the back we can just add a little touch here and there, especially just to the lower areas, but won't need a great deal. And we will be going over this again with Agrax shade just to dull this colour down because we don't want it incredibly bright. You can hear somebody outside shouting. As for the... Okay laddie, enough. As far as the thingy goes, the scrolls, Purity Seal scrolls go, we're going to re-highlight those with Screaming Skull, which is what we used to actually base coat it. We don't need a great deal again of this. It's just going to be sort of like kind of like an edge highlight in some cases. I'm not quite sure whether that's supposed to be a Purity Seal or not. I'm also going to just go over here. Ow, again with the... And we'll also do this side. Now there's nothing much really on the Purity Seal we can actually do. Because it's I'm also going to do the skull as well in the Screaming Skull, surprisingly enough. But this is more of a dry brush more than an actual... It's not a pure dry brush, but there's just very little paint on my brush. And I'm just doing this to just pick out detail more than actually apply paint. I'll do the same with the skulls on the back. Here on his arm, the one down here on his leg, and the one here on his other arm. And there we are. That's as far as we can go at the moment. When we come back, we will be mostly highlighting the applying more highlights to the main body, and we'll also do the jewels as well. Still a lot of paint on this brush I need to get rid of. Yeah, so what we'll do is next video we'll come back, we'll add the extreme highlights to the main body, and then there's the eyes we need to do, all the metallic stuff that we need to do, highlighting the black here. I'm going to add a little bit more black to this because it seems to be coming off quite simply. When I say coming off quite simply, I mean it seems to be coming off quite easily on this model for some reason. We'll be highlighting that black. We will be highlighting the metal areas. We'll be applying the, as I said, the extreme highlight to the armour, in the purity seals, the eyes, the jewels, and anything else we can think of. There's still a fair way to go, and I'm not saying we're going to get all that done in the next video, but we'll get as much done as we possibly can. So that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and as I said, when we come back next time, it will be a case of getting cracking with the details. So until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.